Hey, what's up guys? It is Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. So the person that we are covering today in SOULCALIBUR 6's new lore video is a continuation from yesterday, and from the series throughout the week, but this one more in particular because yesterday we covered Siegfried, and today we are going to cover the Azure armor himself, the Azure Knight, the darkness consumed by the ultimate seed, the evil seed, Soul Edge. Probably the one person that most people are interested in, even though I think that his lore is somewhat strenuous at times. I think it's hard to kind of separate him from Siegfried at points, but we're going to do our best, and we're just going to jump right into it. So his dark Azure armor evokes in the night. His helmet covers all but his red glowing eyes. His trunk-like right arm holds a great sword with a cursed eye glaring from its center. Could such a monstrous being really exist? Appearing from out of the shadows like an advent of nightfall, this barbaric knight reaps the souls of the living as if they were mere stalks of corn. His name came to represent fear and desperation, but to all who heard it, those who found out that the rumors were true, that he is no fairy tale villain, would be struck down in a single blow before they could even open their mouths to scream. Nightmare's true form belonged to Siegfried, a young man entranced by the cursed sword, Soul Edge. He killed people and claimed their souls in the hope of bringing his father Frederick back from the dead. However, despite charming Siegfried with sweet words, Soul Edge was not as powerful as it had been in the hands of Cervantes. Even so, Siegfried refused to acknowledge he had killed his own father, seeking revenge instead against his imaginary assassin. With his damaged past, it could perhaps be said that there was no one better suited for the sword than Siegfried himself. Soul Edge's thirst for souls was unquenchable, as was Siegfried's in his quest to revive his father. In time, Nightmare was beginning to represent the threat surpassing even that of the pirate Cervantes. In the main story and other Soul Chronicles, Nightmare fought Grow and malfested him. As Nightmare's reputation increased, the feudal lord attempted to hire him as a mercenary to help overthrow the tyrannical ruler, but Nightmare killed him. Nightmare eventually claimed the city of Ostrheinsburg as his dominion and began attacking surrounding kingdoms such as Wolfkrone. Accruing an army of malfested beings mutated by Soul Edge's evil energy and other monsters by 1585, Nightmare had assembled a team of lieutenants called the Covenant Shield, Ivy Valentine, Astaroth, and Lizardman Chief, and bestowed titles upon them. In 1586, Ostrheinsburg was attacked by the Aval organization, but this played into Nightmare's hands as he killed them all and claimed their souls. As Nightmare's powers reached its zenith, Ostrheinsburg was attacked by a trio of warriors in the form of Kilik, Xianghua, and Maxi. While Maxi faced Astaroth, Nightmare was confronted by Kilik, who had been malfested by the evil seed but resisted Soul Edge's control, and Xianghua, who was unknowingly the wielder of SOULCALIBUR, Soul Edge's opposite. Nightmare attempted to force Kilik to succumb to his manifestation, but Kilik managed to defeat Nightmare and shatter his armor. Inferno emerged and dragged Kilik and Xianghua to the astral chaos, but was defeated using SOULCALIBUR, freeing Siegfried from the cursed sword's control. As Siegfried wandered across Europe, the badly damaged Soul Edge sought to corrupt and take him over again, eroding his will as he slept and inflicting him with nightmares. In early 1589, Siegfried grasped Soul Edge's hilt to enter the astral chaos to rescue SOULCALIBUR from being consumed by Inferno, the demon initially assuming the form of Nightmare to mock him for the sins that he had committed under his control. While Siegfried managed to temporarily prevent Inferno from consuming SOULCALIBUR, his consciousness was eventually trapped in the astral chaos once again alongside SOULCALIBUR, causing Siegfried to become corrupted by Soul Edge and in turn into Nightmare again. Little is known about Nightmare's personality beyond his insatiable bloodlust and devotion to Soul Edge, to the extent that he is an enigma even to his own minions. It is clear, however, that Siegfried, the host, retains certain levels of awareness, given his response to Sophitia wanting to save him. The mere replies, "There is no turning back," indicated that while aware of his actions, he neither knows nor believes if there is a way for him to stay from the path of blood. What remains of Siegfried's consciousness within Nightmare is enslaved by Soul Edge's will, which had impersonated the ghost of his father to manipulate him. If he defeats Sophitia, he will "My sins can only be cleansed with blood," indicating that he has a twisted sense of atonement, possibly believing that his massacres will bring back his deceased father that he himself killed, i.e. his sins. Nightmare is shown to struggle with the knowledge of having murdered his own father as Siegfried. Part of him believes a different person did it and is unwilling or unable to accept the truth. with another mostly dormant side from him has become to accept his role in Frederick's death and is attempting to force Nightmare to accept the truth that he is himself his father's killer. Nightmare blames for his father's death is himself. He despises this and tells the other side that he shall kill him 1,000 times over in an attempt to rid himself of his guilt. Soul Edge has been a part of many a battle, and the blade carries within it memories of those who wielded it before, and those who faced him, such as memories of influence of the fighting style of Blade's current master. So even if its wielder lacks experience in combat, they can battle like a seasoned warrior. This alone makes those who oppose Soul Edge tremble with fear. When facing Nightmare, one must never forget that he is able to at least partially unleash the power of the sword. If he does, be prepared for a blow designed to kill in one fell cut. The souls of those struck down and devoured by the sword are like books that are added to the blade's seemingly never-ending library of fighting styles. Is there anyone who can stop this river of blood this sword leaves in its wake? So Nightmare is obviously perceived as being like the new, I would guess, main side antagonist, while he is relegated to a portion of the story that is pretty much alongside a few characters' interactions. It's more of a legend than anything. People hear tales of the Azure Knight, and they either try to avoid him or they try to encounter him. There is just more of an enigma sense about him than it is overtly just, that's Nightmare. And I think I kind of like that mysterious nature that they're giving to the character, because it lets other characters have more positions in the forefront in order to run and kind of tell the story that it needs to tell without being overtly just about Soul Edge versus SOULCALIBUR. To me, I kind of like the notion that it's more about the influence of the swords as opposed to direct actions caused by the swords or inflicted onto others. Nightmare's a cool looking character, that's for sure, but as far as personality goes, he's pretty much just like a dark or a sleek version of the sword's will itself that manifests through Siegfried. So it is cool knowing that like he can kind of absorb the abilities of souls that he's consumed and use them at will and unleash part of the Soul Edge's power. But outside of that, it makes for a pretty boring story if like Soul Edge is the main villain, because there's not much that you can actually get out of him except for the whisperings that you would hear from Siegfried's twisted mind being controlled by the sword. So I'm not sure exactly like how he would fit into that. I think he's more of a catalyst. He may end up becoming one of the main ingredients that is needed by Aswell to resurrect Algol. But I think it's going to be done in an inadvertent manner, whether it's releasing powers of Soul Edge and SOULCALIBUR from Grow, the Conduit, and Nightmare himself all clashing, or the astral fissures and astral chaos being manipulated in such a way that a new creation is formed from it, or whether that the ultimate seed is used against him and inadvertently controlled by him and he becomes Algol himself. There's a lot that we can really see might be going towards this story, but again, that's always all speculation. But what do you guys think about his new quote-unquote lore? Because it's not much has really changed in my opinion, but I think they did give him more of a consciousness, like an awareness of Siegfried, and his the way his own mind is just more twisted than completely possessed, like I think it probably shown to be before. But any and all thoughts are always welcome in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. And as always, thank you. Thank you. Hey, what's up guys? Have you always wanted some sweet Mark Yoon merch? Maybe a thick U shirt, maybe a shirt from Squirt, maybe my pretty face with my logo all over your body, or a throw pillow, or blanket, or anything? Well, you're in luck, because I just launched my merch store and it is going to be available on Redbubble, and you will find a link to it in my description box down below. It's got a lot of quality content and a lot of good stuff for you to pick up, so you can show your support for the channel and just rep Mark Yoon. Alright guys, as always, thick U.